What's going on, guys? My name is Joshua Daniel George, and for those of you that are new to the channel, I own a social media marketing agency, and I also have my own personal brand on Instagram and YouTube, where I basically document the journey of building up that agency to 7 figures, and I also show you guys how to start your own social media marketing agency, break out that 9 to 5, and basically live a laptop lifestyle, live a life of freedom, and live life on your own terms. And I just got this question from Sam, and he was basically struggling with creating engaging content, mainly for his ads. So not necessarily content for Facebook and social media, etc., but mainly for the ads. So what he basically asked me, what kind of tools could he use to increase the engagement and the click-through rate, etc., on his ads. In the previous video, I already showed you guys a few examples of pattern interrupt, which basically means you get people to stop from mindlessly scrolling on the phones or on Instagram or Facebook and get them to actually look at your ad properly. By using the pattern interrupt features, you can basically get people to stop in their tracks and increase the click-through rate, because people click on your ads to try and figure out what is actually going on. So if you have not checked out that video, make sure you do. I highly recommend you watch it. And in this video, I'm basically just going to rant about tools and just give you a few little tips and tricks on how to basically increase that engagement rate on your ads. So first things first, in terms of how to create the ads, a lot of people think that they need Photoshop, Lightroom, and they need to have mad editing skills and stuff like that. Guys, literally, I always work with Photoshop. I do also always work with Lightroom, but 99% of the time, unless I'm creating an Instagram story video ad, I just use Canva, literally for everything. Why? Because it's so easy to use. Everything I can do in Photoshop, I can basically do in Canva as well. It's just great to work with. So Canva.com, free website. For those of you that have already got a lot of experience with Canva, just bear with me. I will get into further tools later on. So basically, you can create a design. You've got all kinds of examples here. Animated social media is a new feature. I have actually not clicked on that just yet, so I'm curious to see what happens. But basically, these are all in the right format. So for example, if you want a YouTube thumbnail, it's 1280 by 720. Nowadays it's actually 1980 by 1920 by 1080. But as you can see here, they've all got the right dimensions and formats. So I click on a design. You've got all kinds of templates here on the left that you can choose from, and also you've got elements and stuff like that you can create yourself, and then you can also upload your own images here. So if we click on elements, you've got, like I said, all the shapes. Where are the templates? There we go, templates. So what is actually here we go. So yeah, the animations, as you can see, living a colourful life. This all changes up. So yeah, Canva is definitely a great tool to use, and you can create really nice looking advertisements with it. So in terms of this image, for example, as you can see, the text is quite big, and one thing that a lot of people go wrong with when creating ads, let me just quickly go on to one that isn't like an animation. So how do I go back? Oh, here we go, back to home. Internet is a little bit slow today, guys. Apologies for that. So let's say we're creating a Facebook post, or a Facebook ad for that matter. The internet is slow. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time. Yeah, let's just do the yard sale one, just because the text is big. Okay, so let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that is my design. Click on download. You've also got a choice in what format you want it. Let's just do JPEG, because it's nice and small. Preparing your design, that's fine. So basically what we can now do is, okay, it's saved as untitled design. What we can now do is go to text overlay tool, which is a Facebook tool, and we can basically see how much of the text, what percentage of the image contains text. If it's more than 20%, so if more than 20% of the image or the text is covering more than 20% of the image, then Facebook will limit the amount of reach that the text or the image gets. Why? Just because Facebook doesn't want you to spam. So Facebook just wants basically the creative of the ad to be as much image as possible. So this is the text overlay tool. You click on upload, go to downloads, and what was it called? Untitled design. There it is. Okay, and then just, oh, I already clicked on upload. So as you can see, image and text is low. Your ad's reach might be slightly lower. You may reach fewer people because there's too much text in the image. Facebook prefers ad images with little or no text. Consider changing your image before placing your order. So as you can see here, so the text image okay is your ads will run normally. What we just had is text image was low, and obviously, you know, if your ad is just completely text on the image, it'll say image text is high, and then Facebook might even just disapprove your ads. Okay, so that's just a little quick tool to use when creating the ads. And then in terms of actually how to find images, in terms of the ads, another great way to find images is through Google. And no, not the Google images, but actually find the specific ads for your, you know, whatever it is you're doing ads for. So let's say, for example, you have a cinema as a client. Let's say, you know, it's a cinema in London. So you can type in cinema London. I have no idea what the cinemas are called in London. Rich Mix, no, Odeon. I think that's in the UK anyway. So okay, so let's just do Odeon London. Might be easier. Odeon London. So as you can see, Google comes up with all the different Odeons in London, and then basically what you can do is you can find images in Google of, you know, the different cinemas in London, and you can use those you know, for your ads. So let's say we click on Odeon, Leicester Square. As you can see here at the bottom, we've got images that people have taken and uploaded to Google of the Odeon in Leicester Square. And we can use these images for our ads. Now, a few little things that you need to take into consideration with ads is ads with people always outperform ads without people in, you know, in terms of images like this. Obviously, you know, if you've got graphics, it's a little different, but images with people perform better. With that said, images with people, you know, front facing the camera work better than you know, images of just random people with the backs towards the camera. And then images with a smile, you know, the person, if this person is smiling towards the camera, those images are the best. That's why I love the influencer images. When they're eating, you know, let's say they're eating whatever cake, you know, they're like that in front of the camera, you know, smiling and eating the cake at the same time, because images like that work best. Which brings me to my next tip. Let's say you are working on something that is relatively mainstream, you know, yeah, let's just go with Starbucks, for example. Go onto Instagram, find influencers that have nice looking images with, you know, with that make or brand, you know, on the image. Why? Because, you know, there's a reason why they are influencers and why they've got a big following, is because they take, you know, aesthetically pleasing images as well. Okay, so you can use those images, you know, for your ads. And, you know, if they didn't want you to use the ads, then they shouldn't have put it on Instagram in the first place. Yes, officially you should ask for permission, but in my case, you know, I would rather ask for forgiveness rather than permission, you know, just because speed trumps everything. I'd rather move fast, get it done with, apologise later, than, you know, wait ages for permission when you already could be making a profit with the ads for your clients. Okay, so that is a quick little tip. So yeah, make sure you have front-facing people, you know, people looking happy on images, and then also use the pattern interrupt from the previous video. So long story short, the border, the circle, and the arrow. If you want to know more about that, make sure you check out that previous video. But, you know, add those to not all at once, but add, you know, sprinkle the pattern interrupts over your creatives, and, you know, just watch your click-through rate go up. And then in terms of, in this case, the cinema, why I've chosen cinema is because Sam has got a theatre as a client, so theatre, cinema. So that was my chain of thought. But you can also go with like long queues in front of the cinema, and then you can also add like the circle around it. That can also create that pattern interrupt, and it is relevant because long queue in front of the cinema means it's busy, which means, you know, social proof, etc. Okay, so those are basically like my tips and tricks in terms of the images. I don't really necessarily use tools. The text overlay tool is one, but other than that, guys, I mainly just use Canva. And then in terms of the headlines, I always make sure that I add a pleasure and a pain. So for example, in terms of the cinema, we can have something like how to watch movies without I don't know, screaming kids in the background, something like that. So the pleasure is to watch all the movies, pain without the screaming kids in the background. Again, put a bit more thought into it. That was just me off the top of my head. And then if you want any type of inspiration for your headlines or just for your ads in general, just go to the Facebook ad library, and that is basically nowadays, because of the GDPR and Mark constantly in the news, Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook now have the ad library where you can see what other people are, what other ads are being run by other people. So we can type in Odeon. No idea if Odeon has actually got ads. This is just me looking now. Let's see what comes up. Don't you just love the internet when it's like it is a first world problem, I know, but slow internet just grinds my gears. It's terrible. Okay, so there's movement. Let's see. So basically there's two ways to get to the Facebook ads library. The first way is obviously go to facebook.com/ad/library. Another way is by going onto Facebook itself and then going through the page. So this is the page, Odeon Cinemas, and you can go onto the right hand side, page transparency. And as you can see, this page is currently running ads. So you go to the ads library, and basically that's the same place you'll end up if you've done it through here. So let's see what they're doing. There are no ads that match your search criteria. That is correct, because we are filtering in the Netherlands and we basically want to see all the countries they are running in. So we change the URL string from NL to ALL, which stands for all. So all the countries. Let's see what comes up. Okay, Frozen 2 video. Run that on Facebook, Instagram, the audience network, which is basically like all the other networks that are connected to Facebook, not necessarily on Facebook itself, and on the Messenger. Jumanji, it looks like might be stories, not 100% sure. But as you can see, a lot of videos. This is a good one. Why? Because it's got a person, front-facing camera. I've just realised that's Matt Damon. But yeah, he's facing the camera. Obviously, a person stands out more than just this anyway. And then he's front facing the camera as well. It's a video, so yeah, that's quite a good ad. That's a good ad. Pattern interrupt, sort of, because he's doing something with his jacket. If you added like a small little circle around his gun, or on his jacket, that would have been even better. But yeah, these are ads that you can use as inspiration. We've added the dark blue border here. Obviously, it is in line with their branding, but yeah, they look quite good. But that is basically what you can use to find inspiration for your ads, as well as your headlines. Okay, in terms of the headlines, they could use a lot of work. This is calling all Frozen fans. Book to see Frozen. We're given, okay, that's actually quite a good headline. Don't miss this epic conclusion to the Skywalker saga. Book your ticket now. A little weak. That could have done with a bit of work. Emojis also work really well with your headlines. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. That is how you can create engaging ads. Creators for your ads. The tools are Canva, text overlay tool, Facebook ads library, and then just use Google to find the images if your client doesn't provide you with any type of content. Okay, so hope you got something out of this. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave with a thumbs up and comment down below what you'd like to see from my channel next. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.